Scones or muffins? You decide. Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Mother's Corner. But first, we need to clean this mess up.
Could you imagine if it was that easy? I wish, but it's not. Okay, now we need a beverage. Oh, thank you. Ooh, now, because what is a mom chat without a beverage? This is a vanilla iced coffee. One of my favorites. All right, so today we are making blueberry lemon muffins or scones. You decide. Let me know which one you prefer. So let's just get into it. All right, so before we get started and making our lemon blueberry scones, let's throw the hair up quickly. You don't want to bake any little strands into our food, right? And then we're going to start with our flour. So 2 cups of flour. I've already gone ahead and measured them into my bowl. Next, we'll need a pinch of salt. I usually just give a couple little twisties here. 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Approximately half a cup of sugar. And we're gonna give that a nice little mix. Lemon. Don't forget that lemon. Grate that into our bowl of dry product. This is the part where you really have to put a little bit of muscle behind it because grating the lemon zest always found a little bit difficult. Ooh, we forgot to start the oven. 400 degrees. Let's do that. Oh my goodness. I am going to break a nail. There, I would say we zested that lemon pretty good. I think that's pretty good there. All right, now we're gonna mix that in. Give it a good mix in. Now, a lot of recipes recommend you fold the blueberries in last, but I personally like to put them in now so they get a nice even coating of the flour on them and they don't kind of like go all sticky and they don't kind of go evenly. So I just pop them in. Blueberries, give them a mix around. Beautiful. Looks so good. I love these. Let's grab another bowl. 1 egg. Beat the egg. 3/4 cup of milk. 1/3 cup of butter because we want our muffins or biscuits to be nice and buttery. Give it a little swish around. Beautiful. Now this is where I recommend you take your spatula and sort of fold it around. Till we have that nice doughy, like, I want to say cookie-like texture.
All right, so I got my muffin tin and my regular pan thing. It goes in the oven. I'm gonna line everything with parchment paper. I don't usually line my muffin tins with parchment paper, but because this is such a large muffin tin, I'm going to attempt it. I'm gonna just cut my parchment paper into little quick squares and see what happens. I've never done parchment paper in my muffin tin, but Might be kind of pretty. So let's try it. So I'm making such a mess. Okay, let's try this. Let's grab a spoon. And I don't really need a spoon. I can just use my fingers. So I'm going to grab kind of like a little ball. This is how I usually put them out on the parchment paper, but we're going to make the little balls in the muffin tins. We're going to make them into muffins. Blueberry muffin shaped. Let's see how they turn out. Super excited. See, we're getting crafty. We're trying new things. Because if you don't try new things, how will you ever know? You would never know. You would never know. And it's kind of fun trying out new things. Wow, look at that. They're like little muffins. Well, big muffins. They're going to be big muffins. So those are ready to go. So let's set those aside. Those are our muffins. Now we're going to do our scones. So these are what I usually make. But again, my son likes them muffin shaped. So we usually just grab a little clump, pop them on the top. They're kind of like muffin tops, but scones. Muffin tops or scones. If you're ever having like a little tea party, they look super fancy as little like scones. Tell everyone you made scones. They'll be impressed. Wow. At least in my experience, that's what I make them for like Christmas morning, and I always get the, wow, you make such beautiful things, and they're literally just muffin top scones, muffin things made into scones. All right, so I only had enough batter to make 4, so there we go. They're gonna be heavy on the blueberries, just the way I like them. And now we're going to pop them in for about 20 to 25 minutes. So get them in the oven. I'm going to put them in at the same time because they usually are cooked on one large tray. So this like mimics our one large tray. Set our timer for 20 to 25 minutes. I think I'm going to do 22 minutes and check on them after. Alright. While that bakes, I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about stress and overwhelm, because lately I've been feeling really stressed and overwhelmed, and I know that a lot of moms feel the stress and the overwhelm with everything under the sun that we as moms are responsible for. And I know I'm not probably the only one feeling like this. So overwhelming, or being overwhelmed as a mom, isn't just being busy. It's feeling like everything is happening at once and you can't really fully catch up. It's like a mental overload, like the constant thinking and the never-ending to-do list. You might even notice it show up as like snapping the fingers, or like pacing back and forth, or being overstimulated by noise, or quick reaction to maybe your kid needs you, but you quickly react and freak out. You're kind of just not knowing where to start, or even just the feelings are stuck. Sometimes it's not even about doing too much, it's about holding too much in your mind and your brain, and you're not sleeping. And this doesn't mean that you're not doing anything wrong. It actually makes sense because we're carrying a lot and every single day, and a lot of us don't get real breaks as moms. We don't get breaks. We just keep on going. We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're momming, we're changing diapers, we're doing everything. We're overwhelmed. We get pushed down time and time again. Sometimes just as moms to feel less overwhelmed, we just need a little reset, a little self-care. And you got to make sure that you're taking that self-care, mama. Make sure you're doing it, because if you're not taking your time, or you're not realizing that you are overwhelmed before it's too late, and then you snap, and then everyone around you is forced into this negative cloud, it's not good. It's not good. So make sure that if you start to feel overwhelmed, or you start to feel a little stressed and you're a little jittery, or you need some time to yourself, communicate that you need time to yourself. And you can even take time to yourself when you have your little guys with you. Do an at-home workout, do a yoga practice. My little guy is 5, and as soon as I roll out my mat, he is right along with me. Like, he's like, okay, what are we doing? And he will follow me. He mimics me, hands up, and he does the whole fold, and then he does the downward dog, and I mean, it just, not only does it make me smile, it helps me relax myself and then see this little human kind of relaxing himself, and it kind of just, it makes me smile. So these are all little things that we can do, or maybe in the evening, take a hot bubble bath when the little guys go down to sleep. Go for a walk outside. That's a great one. A lot of moms in the stroller, like that used to be my go-to, is throw everyone in a stroller and away we go, and just that fresh air really helps to reset the nervous system. And that's kind of what we need to do. We just need to know when we're feeling a little bit like we need a rest, because in order to take care of others, we have to take care of ourselves, and that is huge. Take care of yourself, mom, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your little people. It's just, it won't work. So take care of yourself. If you need someone to talk to, come into the Creative Mother's Corner. Hello. You can talk to me. You can put comments down below and I will return your comment, I promise. I am here. That's that. That's all. That's my rant for the day. That's all I have to talk about, because I have been feeling a little run down lately. I have been teaching yoga class after class after class, and the other day my body hurt and my brain was foggy, and instead of just fighting against it and just kept going and going, I kind of paused. I took myself out for a coffee. I reset. I took the day. I didn't do any workouts, didn't do any yoga. I just said, listen, I can feel it. If I keep going the way I'm going to go, I'm going to burn out. I need to take this day before I burn out, because once you hit that level of burnout, whew, honey, it takes like a month, not really a month, but a whole week to get back. And you don't have that time as a mom. You don't have that time. So don't get to burnout. Notice the signs before you get there. If you're overwhelmed, take that moment. If you're feeling a little run down, take that moment. Your body will communicate with you if you are listening. So if you are being mindful and you are listening to your body cues, your body will tell you when it needs to rest and digest. So make sure that you are paying attention. That's the end of my rant, I promise. Or our talk, our overwhelmed talk. So let's check on our muffins. Ooh, got 7 minutes left. I'm so excited. All right, they're done. Let's pull them out. Got our scones, if you can kind of see that. Our big, giant, ooh, these are heavy, muffins. And as you can kind of see, they look super cute, but I have a feeling that they're just bigger versions of the scone. See that? But they're still super cute. Look how nice and fluffy. Ooh, and the steam, you can see the steam. When I eat them, I will cut them in half, and you can put butter on them and a little bit of jam, or toast them, put them back into the oven on a broil, and they kind of toast up, like cut them in half, toast it up, a little bit of jam, a little bit of butter. So yummy, so yummy. So let me know if you make these, give them a try. I'd love to know if you make them into muffins or if you make them into scones. Which one do you prefer? And if you change them up, let me know. I also like to try them in a orange zest and raspberries. So yummy, so yummy. So if you make those, same ingredients, just raspberries and orange zested. Let me know if you make these. I cannot wait to enjoy this. This is so good. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Creative Mother's Corner. We are here every week doing something new, something creative. Sometimes we're in the kitchen, sometimes we're doing a craft, sometimes we're going to be outside. Who knows? So make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss an episode of the Creative Mother's Corner. I will see you again soon, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye. So good.